During the Middle Ages, 5 extraordinary women carved out their own destinies in ways that would be remembered for generations to come. At the height of the 12th century, one woman fought to prove her claim to the English throne. Matilda was the only surviving legitimate child of Henry I, King of England, and Empress of the Holy Roman Empire through her marriage to the German ruler Henry V. Without a son to succeed him, Henry I named Matilda as his heir. But following his death, it was Matilda's cousin Stephen who seized the throne. Not to be usurped, Matilda marshalled her forces to oppose him, and the long and bitter civil war known as the Anarchy ensued. For a short period, while Stephen was imprisoned, Matilda ruled much of England. Although never crowned queen in her own right, she eventually secured the throne for her son Henry II, who became king in 1154. Over in Egypt, a century later, Shajar al-Durr rose from enslavement to become a pivotal figure in the southern Mediterranean as the concubine and then wife of the Egyptian sultan. When her husband died, while a large crusader army led by Louis IX of France was invading Egypt, Shajar al-Durr became the country's first sultana and defeated the crusaders in a decisive battle. After 3 months, she remarried and was forced to abdicate the throne. But Shajar al-Durr continued to serve as an influential advisor to her successor for a number of years until she was assassinated during a political coup. Her body was laid to rest in a beautiful mausoleum she had built in the heart of Cairo, its design partly inspired by the meaning of her name in Arabic, Tree of Pearls. A religious calling dramatically shaped the life of another medieval woman. For many years, Margery Kempe lived as a wife, mother, and businesswoman in King's Lynn, Norfolk. She began experiencing spiritual visions after the birth of her first child, which eventually led her to embrace a life of devotion and chastity. Dressing completely in white and repeatedly going on pilgrimage, Margery courted controversy for her outspoken views and extreme emotional responses to her visions. But she was determined to tell her story, dictating the Book of Margery Kempe to a reluctant priest. Her work is the first known autobiography in the English language. The unique manuscript was discovered in a country house in 1934 by a family searching for a ping-pong ball. Across the Channel, in France, Christine de Pizan was left to support herself and her 2 young children after the death of her husband in 1389. Turning to writing, she gained fame as the first professional woman author in medieval Europe, attracting patronage from the French aristocracy and royal family. Christine often commented on the politics of her time and argued that women were the intellectual and moral equals of men. Her Book of the City of Ladies was an outspoken defense of women, in which she recounted tales of historical, legendary, and biblical heroines, and imagined herself building a metaphorical city from their lives and achievements. Christine's final work addressed one of her contemporaries, a young peasant girl who, amid the chaos of the 100 Years' War, received a divine calling urging her to save France from English rule. Her name was Joan of Arc. Wearing men's clothing and the armour of a soldier, she led the French army to a stunning victory and enabled Charles VII to be crowned King of France. But this triumph was short-lived. Despite her remarkable bravery, Joan was captured and handed over to the English. She faced a brutal trial in which she was condemned as a heretic and burned at the stake at the age of 19. Her legacy endures. Joan of Arc remains a national hero and one of France's patron saints. 5 women, 5 destinies, 5 remarkable stories, speaking for countless voices left unheard.